What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time, I'm Josh with JCS Customs, and on this channel I do a lot of mods to my 21 Camaro SS back here. But if you look way back, I had a 19 Camaro RS that I did a lot of things to, and we have a website at www.jcscustomshop.com where you can find mods, apparel, all kind of stuff for Camaros, Mustangs, Chargers, Challengers, Corvettes, you name it. So in today's video, I'm going to be showcasing a product that you can find on the website. It will be linked in the video. We have the regular ZL1 wing here. Now, this is something that I did to my 2019 Camaro RS, and I kind of liked it. But on my 21 SS, for about 3 years now, I've had the ZL1 1LE wing that can also be found on the site. So we're going to be installing this one today. It's freshly painted gloss black. And like I said before, you can find this linked in the video here. So this is going to be a step-by-step process. We're going to remove this old one, put this one on, and see how I like it with my SS. If I don't like it, I could always put that other one back on. That's the cool thing with mods. You can swap back and forth. And as far as the product that we're going to be putting on the car today, this isn't like the cheap option you get from Amazon, eBay, that come from China, etc. This is a sturdier option, and I hand paint these. As you see, this one is done in gloss black. It's got a little bit of dust on it because it's been sitting a while curing, etc. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Here's the gloss black wing. As you see, it's just some dust on here. That is fine. And with your order, you get these bolts here. So let's start the removal process of that one. I absolutely stabbed my finger with my X-Acto earlier, but yep, let's get started. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the ZL1 1LE wing on these cars, but every now and then you got to change it up a little bit. So we're going to start with a fishing line here. This is a little trick to get all this glue. Try to break this glue between the spoiler and the car here. So we're just going to take it, going to run it up underneath, just start pulling. I'm going to repeat this process here on these other two as well until pretty much a lot of that 3M bond is broken between the car and the spoiler. Once you've broken the bond pretty well, I'm going to open your trunk here. You got these clips. I'm going to remove those so you can access this bolt right here in the middle, in the top. So get you like flathead or anything like a trim pop tool so you can get underneath these clips with. So you can see, once these clips are out, you can pull this off, and it should help you pull this off here. So you see, keep everything in your trunk so you don't lose it. Now that you have that off, you see these rubber grommets, these two here, not these. You got a bolt up in there, and these two here. You want to pop these out. You see you have the bolts. Now for people with, say, an RS that had the lip spoiler on it, or somebody that doesn't have a spoiler at all, this is where this can come in handy. So if you don't have a spoiler at all, you have absolutely no holes to put one of these spoilers on. So what I typically tell people is, it's kind of hard to make a template off the top if you don't know exactly. You can try to place it and make dots around your post on the spoiler and stuff, but that's difficult. What you need to do is take these grommets off here and just take a long drill bit and drill a hole right in the center of these holes. Obviously on yours there'll be nothing here as far as these bolts, so just drill through, try to center as best as possible through them holes. Now for the middle one, since you can't access it from here, what you can do is, at that point, is sit the end post down inside the newly drilled holes and take a Sharpie or any kind of marker, probably a dry erase preferably, and mark around where the posts are sitting on the centerpiece here so you can drill from this side and down. So we got those out. We're ready to take these bolts out. Now for these bolts, they're going to be 10 millimeters. So what I typically use is a socket wrench with an extension, 10 millimeter socket, or if you have a drill, either works fine. I use a socket wrench because I will need that socket wrench for this middle bolt here. That's not as easy to access. So I went ahead and broke these loose. Now when I install these bolts, what I typically do just for extra weather protection is once I put these bolts on, I tend to take some goop, as you see it popping up on the screen there. If you've never heard of that before, it's an awesome product to seal. So I use some goop and I take it and with a Q-tip and wipe it around these bolts, and then place the bolts on, and then take some more and wipe it around. That just kind of seals it against the elements, so you don't get water in your trunk here. So let's go ahead and take these off. I've already loosened them, like I said. Now a tip: once you see that this is getting close to the end of the spoiler screw here, lean it down and finish off, because otherwise these bolts are going to fall off into your trunk and then you're screwed. So just take your time. And take it out like that. Now I will probably be using these on my new spoiler, since these have built-in washers on them. I'll reuse these, but they fit better against that wall there. Do the same thing. Toss those in the trunk. Now this middle one here is the hardest one to get to. Sometimes you might have to use a wrench, just a regular crescent wrench. Especially the top one, the bottom one not so much. That's already loose. So apparently over 3 years these bolts have kind of loosened a little bit, because they were nowhere near as tight as I left them. If you're wondering what all these wires are right here, it's for my custom third brake light that I got from Sequence LLC. But the pattern that you see on the brake light, not the pattern, but the actual name that shows, that is from my company. It's a vinyl overlay. Use one of these bolts we took off already to get the size. There we go. So you are ready to start trying to break this thing loose. Be careful, because this trunk is very, very thin sheet metal. You can warp it. If you want to, you can use a heat gun. Try to break this 3M tape loose. As you can see, we got it off, and boy, in my opinion, these things do not look good without a spoiler. So now we're just going to get a rag and some detail spray and some Goo Gone to remove this residue here. I gotta look at it again. No, these cars need spoilers. So what we're going to do now is turn this new spoiler over. You got these protectors on the things here. Take those off. What you want to do, kind of wipe away some of this dust. I'm going to take your tape. In this case, we got super strength molding tape just from AutoZone or Walmart. Super sharp X-Acto knife. We're going to lay this around. Make sure we have a good seal. You just want to place some of this. And you can come back and cut all this. So you got a good seal here. We'll do the same for all the other ones. Now that they're all cut, I'm going to follow this outside line here so I get my seal. You have them all placed and cut. So if your trunk's ready and clean, we are good to place it. All right, here we go. So we got the wing back on, so we're going to put everything back in reverse order here and give you some after shots. Obvious thing when swapping from the ZL1 1LE spoiler to the regular ZL1 spoiler is that you lose that height on the back end here. As you can see, a lot more low profile look to it. Now if you plan on tracking your car, the ZL1 1LE spoiler is a better choice as it provides that downforce and that drag for those turns. This one, however, will be a little bit better in the roll racing scenarios. Now, as far as the width of the spoiler, it's pretty much the same as the 1LE spoiler. You don't lose anything there. As you can see, it follows the body lines pretty well. Now, this is very similar to the SS spoiler that comes stock on these cars. However, that spoiler ends at this body line here, so you get about an extra inch and a half here on the ends, and it's not as wide. Deep. So the SS is about right here, so you're getting about an extra inch on the front and back. overall, guys, I think it looks great on the car. I'll ride around with it for a while and see how I feel about it compared to the 1LE. I'm gonna miss seeing that 1LE spoiler in the rearview mirror, but yeah, so we'll ride around with it for a while and maybe do some reviews in the future about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this install video. If you did, please consider going down below and absolutely smashing that like and subscribe button and help me in what I'm trying to do here. We're working on 10,000 subs, so if I could get there, that would be awesome. Appreciate you guys watching. Feel free to check out the website, www.jcscustomshop.com, where you can find this spoiler and many others, as well as the 1LE that I took off today. So, and plenty other products, apparel, etc. So until next time, guys, appreciate you watching. Be safe. Peace out.